Hey guys, thanks for clicking on this video. Today is April 2nd, and that is World Autism Awareness Day. And I don't know if you guys are aware, but World Autism Awareness Day is actually one in only 7 official health-specific days recognized by the United Nations. April is Autism Awareness Month as well. So I thought it would be very fitting to be able to actually talk to you guys today about some autism facts you probably don't know. So let's start with what is autism. Autism is a neurodevelopmental disorder. It's usually categorized by 4 different things, which includes social impairment, cognitive impairment, communication difficulties, and repetitive behaviors. Autism's full name is the Autism Spectrum Disorder, also known as ASD. Autism is considered a spectrum disorder because the concept of a spectrum being a wide variety of things. Think of like a rainbow. It's a spectrum of colors. It goes from one end to the other, and they're incredibly different, but they all have things in common. Autism can go anywhere between very mild to very severe. Very mild autism in the United States was considered Asperger's. However, in 2013, when the new DSM-5 came out, they actually did away with the Asperger's diagnosis, and it's just all considered autism spectrum disorder now. Autism can affect any ethnicity, any age group. It does not discriminate. However, it is becoming a lot more common as the years go by. If I can, I'll insert a little chart right here to show you the increase of autism. As of March 2020, the CDC has said that autism affects 1 in 54 people. 2 years ago, that was 1 in 59. With the new number the CDC came out with this year, 1 in 37 boys are being diagnosed with autism, and only 1 in 151 girls are being diagnosed with autism. So if you do the math there real quickly, you'll figure out the boys are 4 times more likely to be diagnosed with autism than girls. As of right now, there is no known cure or cause for autism. There is a lot of speculation as to what the cause is for autism. However, that is an entirely different video for another day. We're not getting into that on this one. Right now, the best thing that you can do for autism is early intervention. That usually includes some ABA therapies, sometimes speech therapies. That can include play groups, occupational therapies. There are currently several things that you can do with the children to help improve the symptoms. But again, there's no cure for autism. When you have autism, you have it for life. It's not something you can no longer be, but it is something that you can learn to manage the symptoms. Usually autism signs start appearing around the age of 1 or 2. With that time, a lot of kids will regress in their language or social skills. However, most of the kids are still not getting diagnosed until after the age of 4. My son got diagnosed just before his 12th birthday, and that was considered a really late diagnosis. Be sure to watch for my upcoming video where I'm actually going to talk about the warning signs of autism that were missed by teachers, nurses, and doctors, and what happened when we first got him tested for autism and we did not get an autism diagnosis. I'm going to go into all the details about that, so look forward to that in the next week. Most kids with autism typically get a comorbidity diagnosis, and what that means is you have more than one diagnosis in simple terms. So most kids with autism are commonly also diagnosed with gastrointestinal issues, sleeping disorders, epilepsy, anxiety, language delays, and intellectual disabilities, ADHD, and OCD. There are a lot of other common ones, but these ones were just a few of the most common diagnoses along with autism. My son actually has autism, a language-based learning disability, and ADHD. So it doesn't have to be just two, it can be 3 or 4. The possibilities there are pretty endless. 1/3 of the children diagnosed with autism are nonverbal. They don't speak, they don't communicate in that way. With the movie Rain Man, a lot of people think that those with autism usually have an above average intelligence, but that's actually not true. Only 44% of people diagnosed with autism have an average or above average intelligence. I think an important fact that is commonly overlooked is when you have a child with an autism diagnosis, ages 14 and under, statistically speaking, 90% of the children that die do so by drowning. I think it's important to be aware of that for the fact that then you can take the extra precautions to make sure you are keeping these children safe. Autism comes with this lack of personal safety, so they don't understand how to keep themselves safe and not put themselves in danger. And I think this is an important thing for everyone to be aware of. And when you're talking about kids with autism and their sensory needs, my son loves the water. He is obsessed with being in the water at all times that he can possibly do it. He takes the longest showers of anybody in our household. And he will stay in the pool for as long as I will possibly let him, and when we're at the beach, he literally just wants to spend the entire time in the water. However, there are some extra steps that you can do to keep your child or any child safe in the water, and I think it's important for everyone as a community to take this personal responsibility in keeping children in the water safe. Especially those with autism need extra safety precautions when they are in the water. It's a great sensory tool, and I mean, I'm not going to keep my son out of the water, but we definitely go above and beyond to make sure he is safe at all times in the water. I think just being aware of that fact and doing those extra precautions will make a huge difference. The other thing to keep in mind with autism is they do have a lot of different strengths too. So many of them have a very unique sense of humor. Usually you can count on anyone with autism to be very honest. Very, very honest. I love my son's answers. They also have a desire to connect. They want to connect with people. They usually don't know how. Unfortunately, 2/3 of children with autism are bullied. They still have that desire to feel connection with other people, even if it's not in the same way as a neurotypical person. I'm hoping that learning more about autism will help bring acceptance to the autism community. When previously unfamiliar things become accepted as usual or standard, then it's accepted as the new norm. You can help create a new normal for autism by sharing autism the same way that you share memes on social media. You can share this video, you can share a fact, you can share something funny, you can share something sad, you can share something real life. Follow any of the autism organizations on social media. Share those posts and videos with your family and friends. Let people see this so they can also accept this as normal, because once we are able to accept autism as normal, it's going to create a whole new world for them. Thank you for taking the time to go through this entire video. It means so much to me and my family that you're sitting down and watching this and learning more about autism. The fact that it's 1 in 54 children now and it's steadily increased means that in 2 years we can expect those numbers to increase again. Chances are, whether you know it or not, you know somebody with autism. I'm hoping that sharing this video is going to help bring acceptance to the autism community and change what normal is. I hope you guys learned something and that you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.